Hello, my beautiful tribe. I hope that this is recording right because I can't see myself. So, fingers crossed. Um, I just want to start this video off with saying how grateful I am. In my recent days, I have been filled with gratitude and appreciation for my perspective of life and just life in general. And I just wanted to share that real quick. So, honestly, I'm just gonna dive right in. I'm gonna recap. I'm so excited. I missed you guys. I'm gonna try to keep up with posting videos maybe like once a week, every 7 to 10 days. I want to keep up with that so that I can be consistent and talk to you guys because I love it here already. I've only posted one video. So, I'm just gonna jump in and kind of recap some of the things that I was discussing in my last video. I wrote down some notes so that I can remember, because I'm not going to be going back and forth between this video and the last, So, I'm going to talk about how I said I was going through, that I go through a period of elevation or evolution every year. How I kind of have just have a spiritual awakening every year around my birthday. What it really has been feeling like to recap over the last few years where I realized I was having these spiritual awakenings, and like I look back and it feels like I have just been in my cocoon. My whole life has just been I've been really quiet and timid and shy into myself and claimed to be introverted, but I was just masking my really just natural being, and that is to be an extrovert, and I'm a people's person. So I've had moments where I would like come out of my cocoon and be bright and shine and spread my knowledge and wisdom and be myself, and then I would hit an obstacle and like just crawl back in my cocoon and shelter myself and isolate and feel safe because I was either triggered or hit with an obstacle. In this period of my life, I really just feel like I'm finally emerging out of my cocoon and spreading my wings to fly. Because I wouldn't let go of the cocoon. The cocoon is gone. The cocoon is in the past. I'm done with the cocoon. She was a little, great little safe space for the time being, but gotta let her go. Because it's time to emerge and ascend into who I'm really meant to be. And that's why I'm here. Yeah. So I really just want to get into what a spiritual awakening really is. And I wrote notes on that too. I do my research and I take in pieces that resonate with me the most, and I resonate with truth. So there you go. A spiritual awakening is an initiation. Initiation, that is the action of beginning something. So you could have gone through something in your life to where it could be something very traumatic and painful. Most of the time it is when you're having a spiritual awakening. It could be something that happens to someone close to you that you experience with them, or something that happens directly to you that is just the beginning of your evolution. It is pushing you to shift your perspective on life, however you were viewing life before. It just was not It wasn't pushing you towards elevation. It wasn't serving you. And that's why this initiation had to happen. So, I just took some notes down. So I said, a spiritual awakening does not represent love and light. It is an initiation, one that dismantles everything you thought to be real. It's not about feeling enlightened. It's about shedding false identities, breaking lifelong conditioning, and unlearning thought patterns, habits, or ways of life that kept you small. And that's something that I can relate to heavily. That is just the exact process that I feel like I'm going through. I'm done masking. I'm done walking into a room or a circle of people and putting pressure on myself to conform myself to be someone that I'm really not supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be small. I'm supposed to be really big. I'm powerful. I'm supposed to make an impact, a positive impact. I'm supposed to speak my truth. That is part of my purpose. And I'm also going to get into my soul's purpose. So I am still in this process. I think I mentioned in my last video that my initiation was my breakup, which it most definitely was. That has been a roller coaster. To sum it up, a roller coaster. A beautiful one that I will never take this experience and say that I regret it, because I've learned so much. You don't know things until you truly lived it. I learned that holding on to things in my past relationships will only bring so much dysfunction and really could dismantle a healthy connection that I have with someone if I'm really holding on to that, because I am constantly projecting that onto that person, and that is a lot of weight to carry. So I feel like it is so important to go through this process of letting go and healing and elevating and allowing yourself to use your pain as an initiation to kickstart a better path in your life. Use your pain for good. Learn from it. Let it be a lesson, and don't let it keep you stuck, because it's so easy to do that. So you will grieve what you used to be. You will grieve that. I am currently in the process of grieving. You may mourn the simplicity of before, when ignorance felt like comfort. I always say that ignorance is bliss. I always say that because you can just be so oblivious to your false sense of happiness, if that makes sense. Like, being okay with being comfortable, like you're not truly happy or content with your life. You're just comfortable where you're at, whether you're in physical pain or mental pain, whether you're sad or angry or whatever it is, you're just comfortable in that and allowing yourself to sit in that, because it is really about a fear in change. Having a fear of change. It's okay to be fearful of that, because it's the unknown. It's stepping into the unknown. But allow yourself to feel uncomfortable. Because another thing I always say is you're not growing if you're comfortable. You have to be uncomfortable in order to grow. Uncomfortability is not easy, but depending on how you look at it, it is a simple path that will lead you to places that you can't imagine. Great places, places that you really want to be in life. So it's okay to feel like you want to be who you used to be, who the person that was holding you back from truly being happy and not comfortable. It's okay to mourn her. It's okay to not want to let go of that. It's okay to feel like that. But you have to remind yourself to honor what was. Honor that. Because that was you, a part of you. Yes, a part of you have to let go, but that still was a part of you for a time in your life. So honor that. Honor that and allow yourself to step into who you're meant to become. There's no going back. There's no going back because you have already stepped into a new reality. A deeper reality that you can't step away from that, because you already see what, at least for me, you already see the negative effects of staying and being stagnant and comfortable will do to you. So you can either stay stagnant and comfortable or embrace the unknown, no matter how much that challenges you. So either be comfortable or elevate. Elevate through obstacles, elevate through challenges. But only one path will lead you to freedom. Part of it is ego death. Ego, you have to allow parts of your ego to die as you evolve. Awakening doesn't involve enlightenment. It's a cycle of disillusionment and empowerment. So, breaking down illusions that you put up for that false sense of happiness, to keep yourself stuck in that comfortability, to convince yourself that this is the place or the space that you're supposed to be in, when it's not. You're just comfortable there. It is definitely a cycle of empowerment, because you realize your own power and you realize the strength that was always there. You just had to use it. Every time you expand, another illusion shatters. Every time you level up, another layer of your false self dissolves. Allow the layers of your old self to shed so that you can step into your infinite nature. You are an infinite being. You are never meant to stop elevating and evolving. The things that you once accepted as truth will suddenly feel false, manufactured. But the world hasn't changed. You have just woken up to what has already been there. Allow yourself to elevate into the multi-dimensional awareness that you already have. Allow yourself to step into that. Allow yourself to fully step into who you were truly meant to be. Your soul, who your soul was guided here to be. Your soul is your mind, your will, your emotion, your imagination, and affection. Your mind is the things that you think, your thoughts, thought patterns, habits. Your will is your willpower, ambition, like what you do, what you choose to do. Your emotion is what you feel, of course. Your imagination is the ability to see it before you actually see it. Your ability to see your creation or see something before you actually physically see it. You envision it in your head before it comes into fruition. Your affection is what or who you feel for. What do you feel for and who? That is your affection. Now that hopefully that you understand the makeup of what a soul really is, that is who you are. Not your beliefs, not your thoughts. You are not your thoughts, you are part of them. Part of them are coming from you, yes. Only parts. But because part of your thoughts come from your ego. Your ego is not you. So, and your soul was guided here on a mission. And I feel like one of my soul's purposes is content creation. And I definitely feel like I'm positive that your soul has more than just one mission, is multiple missions in one. That is another confirmation of human evolution. You are supposed to always be elevating and evolving into something greater. I feel like your soul's purpose is something that you do that serves others but makes you happy. Something that you are deeply passionate about that brings abundance and prosperity, great amounts of it into your life. That is what I truly feel like a soul's purpose really is. What is your contribution to the collective, to the human race, to your environment, to the people that surround you? I feel like part of it is me talking about my lessons in life and sharing that with you so that you guys don't feel alone. Because I have gone through such a long period of my life where I know how it feels to be truly alone. But you're never alone. The universe is always here to guide you and have your back. Whether you pray to Jesus, Buddha, Allah, doesn't matter. Your support team, the higher power is always there to guide you, no matter how you perceive it or look at it. It's always there. There is a creator. There is a higher power here to guide you through your mission on earth. So you are never alone. Never. It's impossible. When you fully step into yourself as a whole, when you stop letting distractions take away from your path, when you stop focusing on other people, when you start minding your business and focusing on yourself, that is when you attract the right people in your life that will uplift you and serve you on your path in life, that will make sure, that will hold you accountable. People that you love are supposed to hold you accountable and not enable you and make you think that your negative thought patterns or complaints are justified. It's not justifiable because it doesn't serve you. True love, true unconditional love always has your best interest at heart. So, as soon as you really align with who you are, you attract those people that are really meant to pour into you and give you unconditional love. When you fully step into that, it will be so much easier processing letting go of things. It is a process, and it makes things so much easier because you no longer have those negative thought patterns and beliefs holding you back, keeping you stuck in that space of, I don't want to let go. I'm okay with where I'm at and I don't want to progress any further. This is a space that I want to live in. You will shed that skin. I am currently doing that. Awakening, following my soul's purpose, and a big struggle right now currently is grieving. Grief is hard, it's rigid, it's painful, it's big. Grief passes if you allow it. Grief will pass if you allow yourself to properly process and let go. A big 3 for me is what I call it. I feel like I heal better and in a better space, and I process things better when I simplify things. So I put letting go of things into like a 3-step process. Observe, acknowledge, release. Observe and just look at things for what they are. Not the why, not the how, not the when and where. Just observe it and see it exactly for what it is. Then you acknowledge. Allow yourself to truly sit in these moments where you observe, acknowledge, and release. Allow yourself to sit in that and process observing and acknowledging and releasing. Give yourself time. Healing, grieving takes time. It doesn't matter how long that happens. It doesn't matter how long the process takes. You're on your own timeline, you're on your own journey. There's no competition. Acknowledge things. When you are in that process, acknowledge it for how it made you feel. Acknowledge what happened. Was it directly to you? Or was it a situation that just negatively affected you? Acknowledge how it made you feel and allow yourself to feel these things. Allow yourself to sit in that for a moment and feel that. Truly process those emotions and whatever comes with that: anger, sadness, disgust, disbelief, whatever comes with that. Allow yourself to sit in that. Even if you feel weak, even if you feel like a baby that needs to be held, you have to acknowledge where it came from, the root of the problem. and release. Recognize that you are shedding a part of yourself that no longer serves you. Allow yourself to step into that new person. Allow yourself to truly just breathe and just release those emotions and let it go. Just let it go. It's in the past. Don't let the past keep you in a chokehold. The present is what matters the most. Too much focus on the past will hold you back. Too much focus on the future will leave you in a place of expectation. And we all know how putting high expectations on others and ourselves will only make you feel small. Yes, you can hold yourself to a high standard and push yourself to greatness, but acknowledge when you are pushing yourself outside of your own capacity in that present moment. Your heart is not meant to be calcified and hard, and you are not meant to have walls up. You're not meant to not trust people and fully be able to love on people in yourself. Love on yourself and pour love into yourself. You are not meant to be hidden or in a space where you can't reach that. So you have to let go of these unprocessed emotions and these false identities. Because who we truly are positive and loving beings. Humans as a race, as a whole. That is of our makeup, of our creation. So I am definitely in the space of letting go. I am just gonna quickly recap about my relationship and some of the things that negatively affected me. Things that I had to first observe. I had to observe that what the reason why I even got with this person in the first place. What was my own mission on the path where I led myself? Why did I choose this path? Why did I do this? What did I think was going to come out of that? So, initially meeting him, it had been a year at that point since my last relationship, and I had came to a point where I did mention that in my last video. I came to a point where I realized that I didn't want to date to marry anymore because I just genuinely felt like I was too young and I was putting too much weight on myself, because at this age I feel like I have the capacity to be a girlfriend, not a wife. I'm not meant to be a wife at this time in my life. Well, at that time in my life, that's what I felt like. And I still feel like that. I'm still meant to be young and explore and not have too much focus on my relationships. Another reason why I'm choosing to heal. In the past, I did have too much focus on my relationships, so that is another reason why I chose that. So, I brought that to his attention, and I was just completely honest. Like, I don't want anything serious. I really need to focus on my own growth and my own path that I want to be on, and why I'm here. my purpose in life. So I don't want to commit to anything, but I still want to have fun. I still want to allow myself to have fun without being hard on myself for wanting to connect with people, because it's okay to want to connect with people. But I wasn't realizing how strong my lustful intentions were with that, because I was attracted to him and I was honest about that. We both were. But what I really want is just a bond where we experience each other and not put a title on anything, which is okay. But having such significant lustful intentions when trying to go down a path is just it doesn't lead to any good. It just doesn't. I'm just gonna say that, because there's no solid foundation. We didn't build a friendship before we got to the point where, hey, I'm gonna be with you. So we both were just like, as time was passing, we both were realizing that I really like you and I want to see where this goes. Like, I want to see where this takes us. I see myself growing with you. I see growth already happening, and I just met you. And I feel like you are sparking that. We both felt mutual on that level. So, we pursued each other. But as time was passing, like, I started to realize that I was feeling that his feelings may have been stronger than mine, and I couldn't figure out where that disconnect was coming from. So I had so many moments of going back and forth between being angry at him and then being angry at myself, and being angry at him and being angry at myself, and just having to realize that I didn't have enough boundaries set with him. We didn't set a foundation. We just kind of went with it. Like, there was no structure, there was no foundation made to where he knew my boundaries before committing to me, where he knew my weaknesses and my strengths, where he knew my beliefs and my values and my personality before fully committing to me. That's something that should happen before you make a big commitment to someone. It saves a lot of heartache and arguments, and it saves the space to, like, it doesn't create the space of disconnect, because you already have that foundation where you connect, and the chemistry's there, and it's just so important to have that foundation created. And it led to arguments because I felt like he wasn't respecting my boundaries when I didn't have them set. I just had to let him know that there are certain things that I didn't like and I wasn't okay with. And I just didn't go about that in the healthiest way. I held it in until I felt fed up. I suppressed how I felt because I was just tiptoeing around his emotions, and I didn't want him to feel upset, and I was really just putting him above me, putting his own growth and his own feelings and emotions. I was putting his path above my own, putting him on a pedestal when I was really supposed to be putting myself on a pedestal. It wasn't that I didn't love him enough, I didn't love myself enough. So, and I also realized that I was losing myself. I was losing myself focusing so much on him. I realized that I just had to be a free bird. I had to spread my wings and fully allow myself to explore life without the distraction of another person. Love isn't a distraction, but just me focusing on another person because I had the tendency to be codependent. And that means that you put your focus on other people's emotions and healing to basically just ignore your own, to like that you get your feeling of happiness or completion, like you made an accomplishment, like you did something. You get that from feeling like you are fixing someone, like you are helping someone heal, when codependency is not really a healthy attachment at all. Yes, there can be moments in life where you help people heal, but ultimately your own healing is what should be put on a pedestal and should be put first. What I have been really struggling with, like I said before, is grief, because I got so comfortable in the space of me focusing on his growth, me focusing on, okay, well, where are we going to go together? Not where am I going alone, because when you are with someone, you have a path of your own and a path with them. I was only focusing on his path and ours, but what about mine? So I just got comfortable in that space, comfortable with ignoring my own desires and wants, because it just got to the point where, like, we did break up. We broke up in August, but we were still talking up to the point going until early this year. So when we first broke up, I was telling him, I think I mentioned in my last video too, that I was telling him that you really want someone that is going to fully commit to you and fully be there for you like you deserve, because the best love that you can give anyone is the love that you give to yourself. You really cannot fully, unconditionally love someone the right way when you don't love yourself. Because yes, you can really love someone hard, but there are empty spaces, there are dysfunctions, because those are areas that you lack in pouring into yourself. So that was what our breakup was about, but I wasn't ready to let go. I was forcing myself to be ready, and I just wasn't ready. I allowed myself to feel guilty for letting go, for moving on. And that kept me stuck too. That kept me in a space, in a little box, to where I felt like I couldn't do anything other than make him happy. But what about me? What about my wants and my needs and my boundaries and my true desires in my heart? What about that? So, I really had to snap out of that. I was putting so much time into him. And yes, part of it was him being manipulative, guilt tripping me, making me feel bad for not wanting to be around him. There were moments of insecurity coming from him too, from his past, and being possessive and not really wanting me to spend any time with anyone else but him. So all of his stress and inadequacies on top of mine was just entirely too much. It was breaking me down, just stressing me out entirely too much. Another reason why it was hard to let go was because I knew that he had pure intentions. He had a good heart. His heart was pure and of good intention. So, and I knew that when I looked in his eyes, into his soul, I knew that that was another reason why it was so hard to let go, because that I allowed that to put my perspective on him not really doing anything to hurt me, actually. But your intentions have to align with your actions. His intentions weren't aligning with his actions. So that is another thing that I had to acknowledge and observe. I had to really take a look at that as a whole and realize that that was not serving me. Just because you are a good person and you have good intentions, that doesn't mean that your actions are aligning with that. He has to let go of these things that are holding him back, these patterns, because he is not a manipulative person. He just had a tendency to be manipulative because he was choosing his own feelings over my boundaries and the things that I truly wanted. He was being selfish. In areas where you feel like you are being selfish, that is just an area where you need to heal. And that's exactly what it was for him. And yes, so that is what I had to observe and acknowledge. Acknowledge how all of that made me feel. It made me feel small, it made me feel ignorant, it made me feel less than, it made me feel stupid, it made me feel like a girl, not a woman. It made me feel separated from myself, my true sense of self. So I had to let go of that. I had to be okay with letting go of that part of myself that saw a future in him. I had to be okay with that part of myself that wanted to hold on to him and make sure that he was okay and make sure that he was evolving and make sure that he would be okay with me. I had to let go of that because that is no longer a part of my future and no longer a part of my identity. So that's something that has to be left in the past. And that is the exact process that I am pushing through. I am in the stage of letting go. I am ending the stage of letting go. Wow. I truly feel that in my heart. I have gained a new sense of confidence in regaining my sense of self. I am strong. I am independent. I am no longer codependent. I am truly meant to shine bright. I am a goddess. I am meant to flow easily in my femininity. I am able to forgive. I allow myself to forgive. Forgive him. Forgive myself. Forgive myself. I allow myself to forgive myself. I don't hold anything against myself. I'm not mad at myself. I honor who I was, and I allow myself to step in who I'm meant to be. So, now that I feel like I fully explained that, if there are any questions, please ask me below in the comments. So, because I don't want to make this video more than an hour or just too long, and it's getting dark outside, and this is really the area I'm comfortable in right now, to record. So, I'm not gonna, I think I said I was gonna talk about my, first spiritual awakening, but I'm just gonna save that for another video, maybe my next video, because that is a long story. So, I'm just gonna end this video with saying some great affirmations. Now, please say this out loud. I know my truth. I see my truth. I speak my truth. I love my truth. I walk in my truth. I feel my truth. I am truth. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys so much for watching my video and supporting and loving me. I am grateful for my ancestors, and I appreciate them for bringing you to me. And I appreciate them for bringing me to you. Gratitude takes you to so many great places. Gratitude is the center of my life right now, and it should be yours. Allow yourself to live and fully fall in love with gratitude. It takes you to great spaces. I love you. I love myself. Ashe. Peace.